A call? As the ringtone of my smartphone went off, I looked at the screen to find it was from my dad. Hello. Hi, Dad. What's up?
Jessica, did you maybe already arrive at Tom's parents' house?
No, not yet. But when I got off the train, the bus had just left, so it looks like I have to wait for about 30 minutes.
Perfect. What time is the next train heading back?
The train back. In about 20 minutes.
Got it. Then wait in the station's waiting room.
What?
Don't take the bus. Just wait there until I can come and pick you up.
That's impossible. I have to hurry to Susan's place to help with the wake.
You don't need to go.
Why not? Tom is currently on a business trip in Australia, so at least I should be there.
I'll explain why when we meet up. Just don't go, all right?
Okay. I'll wait then. Why would he call in such a hurry when I'm on my way to the recently passed Susan's family home? What's going on? Despite my doubts about my father's words, I decided to wait for him. My name is Jessica, and I've been married to Tom for 3 years now. Currently, I'm working part-time at a bookstore near the nearest train station. Tom works in the system development department of a general trading company. Tom's company is expanding its reach not only domestically but also overseas, focusing on the development and construction of IT systems, so he is at times away overseas for about half the month at the most. Tom's family is an old family in the countryside, and until his father, David, passed away, they seem to have continued to farm as well.
You know, when I'm alone, I really don't cook properly. Before I know it, I'm just eating cookies and cakes.
The first time Tom took me to visit, Susan served us sweet cookies and cakes she made, as she laughed softly. Delicious desserts with tasty coffee, and the cakes were the best treat. Susan, this is delicious. I can't find any words other than delicious, but I could eat it every day. Susan looked happy to hear those words.
Feel free to have seconds if you'd like.
When we were about to leave, she gave me cookies she had baked for me. I felt like Susan and I got along well on the day we first met, and so I thought we could build a good relationship. It takes about 2 hours by car from our house to Tom's parents' house. If you take the train and bus, it's about 2.5 hours away. Early this morning, I received a call from Tom's brother's wife, Emily, informing me of Susan's death.
Hello, Jessica. Susan passed away a little while ago. We're holding the wake tonight, so could you come by 2 p.m.?
Yes, I understand. But Tom is currently on a business trip abroad. I'll try to contact him, but I'm not sure if he can return today or tomorrow.
Oh, is that so? It doesn't matter as long as you can come.
Really? Emily seemed a bit happy for some reason. I'll contact my parents as soon as possible, so could you let me know the specific time and place when you know?
Of course, dear. Oh, and don't forget to bring a black apron.
Yes, I won't forget. I'll see you later then. After hanging up, I checked my phone and it was 11 a.m. The time difference with Australia is 15 hours, so it's 2 a.m. there now. I wonder if Tom is asleep, but it's such an odd hour, so it can't be helped. When I tried calling, it went to voicemail after 7 rings. Susan has passed away. The wake is tonight, US time, so the funeral will probably be tomorrow. Do you think you can come back? I've left a message on the voicemail, so I'll just wait for a response. And then I called my boss at the bookstore to take the day off. Next, I need to call my mom. Hello, Mom?
Oh, Jessica, are you off from the bookstore today?
Yeah, I got the day off. You see, I received a call this morning. Susan passed away.
What? She was still so young. Why?
I just found out too. I don't know the details yet, but I'm getting ready to head over there as soon as I can.
That's unbelievable. I'll let your father know as well.
I've only been told that the wake is tonight, but I'll call you again as soon as I know the time and place.
Got it. Tom might not make it back in time for tonight, so take care, okay?
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Now, I need to get my stuff together. Opening the closet, the first thing I see is the black handbag in front of my morning clothes. This black handbag was a gift from Susan when she came to visit 2 months ago.
It's good to have at least one nice thing like this. You can use it for a long time.
I remember her handing over the bag, still in its box. Susan always spoke in a calm, gentle voice, only ever teaching me the bare minimum I needed to know about the old family traditions and dealing with relatives, since I was unfamiliar with them.
You and Tom live in the city, so you don't need to worry about countryside customs. When in Rome, do as the Romans do, as they say.
Susan laughed as she said that. About half a year after marrying Tom, Susan stayed over at our place after attending a relative's wedding in the city. We went shopping to the mall, something she rarely got to do, and then went to a karaoke box, where Susan made her karaoke debut. She seemed so happy about it, smiling all the time afterwards.
Jessica, I've been married to this family for 42 years. This is the first time I've had so much fun. Thank you.
Really, Susan, I'm always here to hang out. Please come visit anytime.
Really, that makes me happy. May I come again?
Of course, anytime. By the time we got married, David had already passed away, and Tom had left home to enter college, with his brother moving out at the same time for work. Until David's death 3 years ago, Susan had hardly ever left their country town.
I used to help with the farming and go to the ranch every day, or check on our rented apartments and houses, and the year would just pass by like that. So after David went to heaven, I decided to quit farming and take it easy for a while.
Apparently, she said so cheerfully and calmly, as she would always. Come to think of it, I've never seen Susan angry. Always kind to everyone, never imposing her own views on others. I thought that I want to become just like Susan when I grow older. I packed a few days' worth of clothes and morning attire in my suitcase. And lastly, I reached for the formal bag Susan gave me. As I placed the bag on my lap, the world in front of me seemed to distort. What? I hadn't cried when I heard the news of her death. But now, tears were streaming down my face. I must have been holding back, trying not to make Susan sad. I hugged the bag tightly and cried out loud, running through the memories I had with Susan. I never imagined that the day to say goodbye would come so soon. We were supposed to go shopping and to karaoke again next month. And she had promised to come over and stay for a while when the baby was born. When I found out I was pregnant last month, Susan was the one who congratulated me happily the most. Every time I touch something that reminds me of Susan, I remember everything about these past 3 years. No, I can't get caught up in memories now. I need to hurry, since his sisters are waiting. Looking at the clock, It's already 10:30. I need to hurry. And the moment I left the house, I received a call from Emily.
Jessica, have you been able to get in touch with Tom?
No, I'm sorry. There's a 15-hour time difference, so it's midnight over there. I couldn't get through.
Oh, I see. Well, there's nothing we can do about that. The wake is tonight at 7 p.m. The funeral has been set for 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay. Tonight at 7 p.m. and tomorrow at 11 a.m.
We're going to have it at the place we always use. Please let your parents know that too.
Got it. Truth be told, I've always had a hard time with Tom's sister-in-law, Emily, and Tom's sister, Elise. Tom is the youngest of 3 siblings, 6 years younger than his older brother, Mike, and 3 years younger than his oldest sister, Elise. Mike is quiet and reserved, and Tom is somewhat reserved as well. Elise, the oldest sister, is the type to say exactly what she's thinking. Sometimes when we all get together, Jessica, no baby yet, Elise would say, and Emily would always join in the conversation.
You absolutely have to have the first one before you turn 30.
Yes.
It's been a year since you got married, hasn't it really? Still no baby? Are you perhaps a sexless couple?
Maybe Tom is cheating on you elsewhere.
Haha, not impossible, right?
They would take turns throwing these snide remarks. Susan would never raise her voice, but instead would gently admonish them.
Emily, Elise, your parents yourselves, aren't you? You know it's not right to say those things that hurt others. We're all here together, so I want us to spend the time in good spirits.
Susan and the two of us actually used to visit each other almost every month. After visiting her 1 month, Susan would come to our place the next month.
You and Mom don't really seem like a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law.
Really?
Yeah, it's more like a mother and daughter, I guess.
Tom would often said so. I feel nostalgic. With these thoughts in mind, 20 minutes had passed since I was told to wait at the station. A taxi driven by my dad stopped in front of me.
Get in. We need to have a talk.
My dad said with a slightly stern look. What could we possibly need to talk about? What's going on? All of a sudden telling me not to go.
Yeah, actually, a letter from Susan arrived yesterday.
A letter from Susan to you?
Yeah. She wrote that she absolutely didn't want you to go to that house alone.
What do you mean?
You should read it yourself.
Okay.
Once you read it, maybe you'll understand why I stopped you.
What do you mean? Then, my father handed me a white envelope, and I was astonished by its contents.
Sir, thank you for the delicious sweets you sent the other day. I am writing this letter because there is something important I need to ask of you, and though it may be impolite, I have taken the liberty of writing this letter to you. The request I would like to make is that, should I pass away and join my husband, please ensure that Jessica never comes to the house alone. As you know, Tom often has to travel abroad for work, and he may be in a place where he cannot return immediately when I pass. Could you please ensure that Jessica would come to the funeral with Tom? I'm ashamed to mention this, but if my funeral is rushed before Tom can return, there's a possibility that Mike and his wife, along with Elise, may work together to coerce Jessica into signing documents to relinquish her inheritance. Though the inheritance can't legally be signed away without Tom's consent, It would pain me to have Jessica dragged into a dispute over it. I have left my will regarding the division of my assets to a trusted friend. Please forgive me for making such a request through a letter so suddenly. I wish you all health and happiness. Yours sincerely.
As I finished reading the letter, my phone rang. It's Tom. Hello.
Jessica, I listened to your voicemail.
Yeah.
About my sister and brother. They're trying to finish the funeral before I get back, aren't they?
It seems like it.
Jessica, you don't have to go today.
What?
I'll talk to Elise and Mike, and I will ask them to reschedule.
Yeah.
I should be able to get back by tomorrow evening at the earliest.
Got it. Yeah. I think it would be better if you would also be there to see her off.
Yup, so just wait for me at home.
Yeah. See you tomorrow. I felt relieved knowing Tom would be coming back.
Is Tom able to make it back tomorrow?
Yeah, looks like it.
Actually, this morning I coincidentally gave a ride to Emily and the others. They didn't realize it was me, though. Mike was trying to convince them to postpone the funeral since Tom wouldn't be there tomorrow. They were saying how they were planning to just have you come agree to give up the inheritance.
What? Really? Just like Susan predicted.
Yeah. Apparently, Emily's son, Alex, caused an accident with her car, and they're facing a lawsuit for tens of thousands of dollars.
Emily's car. That's a luxury model, right? I thought it was insured.
It was supposedly insured only for Emily. Alex forgot to get her one-day insurance. It seems the car's so damaged, it's beyond repair. She was quite upset about it.
So they're trying to get as much inheritance as possible. The next evening, Tom returns safely. Together, we bid farewell to Susan, and her will stated an inheritance of $300,000 for each couple. Emily looked uncomfortable. Mike, is this enough to pay for the damages of the accident?
Jessica, thank you for your concern. We're short $100,000, but we'll manage. It was our fault for not updating the insurance policy.
If it helps, you can use $100,000 from my share. The moment I said that, everyone turned to look at me. Emily quickly said,
Really? Thank you.
but then Alex stood up and said,
We can accept that.
Alex, Jessica is being so kind to offer, though.
Mom, that's not right. Jessica, it's my responsibility for causing the accident.
how about I lend it to you, and you can pay me back a bit every month? Upon my suggestion, he said, if you are okay with that, I would like to borrow it. I'm sorry. And he promised to work part-time and pay back $500 a month. Susan would have agreed to something like this.
Jessica, you're too kind.
I thought I heard Susan's voice somehow. Since then, Alex has been faithfully paying back every month. Emily seemed to take her son's admonition to heart and stopped meddling in that matter. Time passed, and the day of my expected delivery finally arrived. I was taken to the delivery room as Tom sent me off with a smile. If Susan were still alive, she would surely be here with me, cheering me on. Thinking such thoughts, I go inside. This being my first delivery, it took a little while, but a healthy baby girl was born.
Congratulations.
The midwife said, and I smiled at my baby's first cry. After spending a few days in the hospital, It was finally time to go home. Tom had been given some time off from business trips by his company, allowing us to cherish our time as a family. In a little while, we'll visit Susan's grave with our daughter. I smiled as I imagined Yuko's face, happy to see the baby.